a service of CNC Worldwide.
CNC podcasts are a service of CNC Worldwide, and they're brought to you by the Greece Chamber of Commerce, providing more than 800 member companies with business solutions since 1984. The LPGA formally announced it is moving the LPGA Championship from Rochester to the New York City area next year, while local LPGA officials say they'll make the last Wegmans LPGA in Rochester something to be proud of. LPGA Commissioner Michael Whan says he knows Rochester area fans will be disappointed, but he says it's time to raise the bar for women's golf. In a letter to fans, he thanks Wegmans for helping keep the LPGA in Rochester for almost 40 years and promises the last Rochester LPGA Championship in August will be a celebration that cements Rochester's reputation as a great golf city. State police have charged a Florida man with first-degree murder. They say he intentionally ran down and killed a trooper on I-81 near Binghamton. State Police Superintendent Joseph D'Amico says 60-year-old Almond Upton of Melrose, Florida, first intentionally rammed two cars with his pickup truck, injuring one of the drivers. Just south of Chenango Bridge, he came upon Trooper Christopher Skinner, who had pulled over a car and was standing beside the interstate talking to the driver. The superintendent says Upton deliberately changed lanes and struck the trooper, sideswiping the stopped car as well. Trooper Skinner was killed instantly. Trooper Skinner leaves a fiancée and two children. Greece police say the Monroe County Medical Examiner has determined that Rochester police officer Felicia Gilchrist died of natural causes, not as the result of a car crash this week while she was being driven to the hospital. Gilchrist was suffering with a medical emergency, and her father was rushing her to Unity Hospital when he crashed into another car at the corner of Long Pond and Ladder Roads. Gilchrist was later pronounced dead at the hospital. Her family has said Officer Gilchrist had recently suffered from escalating health problems. They believe they started 13 years ago when she was struck by a car on the job. Jury deliberations resume at 9:15 this morning in the murder trial of Clayton Whittemore. The jury was charged and began deliberating after closing arguments yesterday, but after about 10 minutes they began sending messages to the judge, first asking to review Whittemore's videotaped confession to the beating death of Alexandra Kogut, then wanting a readback of the testimony from a former cellmate who testified to a conversation he had with Whittemore about the murder. Soon after, they canceled those requests and instead asked for the judge to repeat his instructions about the extreme emotional disturbance defense. Whittemore's lawyer says he was in that state when he beat his girlfriend to death in Brockport. The prosecution says he took time to think about what to do after knocking Kogut out and only then decided to kill her. DA Sandra Doorley says that indicates domestic abuse, not emotional disturbance. Rochester Police and Crime Stoppers are asking for the public's help with the city's only unsolved homicide this year. Christopher Edmonds was shot down January 24th in a parking lot at Genesee Street and Frost Avenue. His father joined Police and Crime Stoppers officials at a news conference asking for people to come forward with information. There is a reward of up to $3,000 for tips that solve the case by arrest. Edmonds' father says the family still doesn't know why their loved one was taken and wants answers. Senator Chuck Schumer says the Department of Veterans Affairs has settled on a site off the Thruway in Genesee County for a new Western New York Veterans Cemetery. The site off Indian Falls Road in Pembroke will be the first veterans cemetery in the Rochester-Buffalo region. The closest is now about 85 miles away in Bath, Steuben County. Your next CNC podcast is whenever you click on one of these pages and catch one. We post updates as necessary, and I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.